I love all this experimental poetry, like the lists and like we've been studying in Mod Po too. But like the list you guys just read from Berrigan, who was it?
Ted Berrigan.
Ted
Berrigan, right?
But my question is, don't we have to like be able to write regular poetry before we get to be experimental?
No.
Just like
absolutely not.
Really?
Elizabeth, because you're going to hear a strong answer from Bernadette, but please first turn down your computer sound.
Oh.
Because it's going to spin out of control very quickly. All right, so you were going to hear this. And I think we all would give this answer, but let's hear Bernadette's version of it.
Well, I just want, like, besides a no, because it's like, you know, a pianist, an artist, they're always like a regular classical player before they start experimenting, right? You can't just be John Cage. I mean, it's the same thing like William Carlos Williams. I mean,
you could be a little John Cage.
Go around and collect everybody's refrigerator lists, right?
You're saying that the poem about stealing the plums was easy to write, that your 5-year-old could do it?
Well, no, I think the Ted Berrigan would be easier to write.
You think the Ted Berrigan poem about the 10 things he does that day is easy to write?
It's just like thinking of it. You just have to be the one to think of it. But the point is, he was writing poetry before that.
Yeah.
It's like turning the urinal upside down, right? I mean,
nobody's
going to pay any attention until you're not.
Turning the urinal upside down, calling it fountain. Okay, so we're going to get a lot of answers to this question.
Okay.
Okay, you've asked it clearly. I'm so glad that you love the class because
I really do.
Yeah, because you're saying these things. You're somewhat of a dissenter from where the class goes, but that's cool. That's great.
I'm with you guys on it too, but
it's mostly on avant-garde experimental poetry.
I mean, is it on the computer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So here's some answers. First, Bernadette, then Lainey, and we'll go on. You want to take another shot at answering? First, you said no.
Yes.
Do you want to say anything more?
I still say no.
Okay.
No. Well, I've done all your work for you. You have to. You can use my experiments list and never have to write that crappy 19th century high school poetry, which teach you nothing.
Well, that's my question, I guess. That's my big question. Does it teach you anything so you can go on and write the kind of poetry you're writing?
No, and if you want to, it doesn't teach you anything, but if you want to learn about meter and rhyme, you can study it on your own and do what you want to do with it. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. Get yourself a rhyming dictionary, get a good meter book.
No, that doesn't interest me at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it did.
No, I'm just saying that in order to even recognize that, say, a refrigerator list is something worth putting on a page and publishing, to even see that, it's almost as if you have to have written poetry for the last 10 years or something.
Well, you could sit around and wait to see if it glows. And then you'd be sure.
Elizabeth, we're since we have to wrap up soon, I'm going to let Lainey Brown answer your question. But will you? So all you have to do is, if you hang up and then listen to the answer on your computer, and thank you for calling us and have fun in San Francisco. By the way, I want to, Molly, are we able to announce this? Molly, are we able to announce you're really going to do this, Molly?
Yes. I just got the confirmation email from Andrew.
Okay, so Molly O'Neill is flying from Los Angeles to San Francisco for a meetup on November 6th. So, Elizabeth, would you be willing to come out in the early evening on November 6th to meet Molly and hang out and do some ModPo stuff?
Certainly.
Oh, great. So we're going to announce that.
I won't be televised, will I? I mean,
No, just Molly. Molly is totally easy to be with, and she's not intimidating. Super smart, though. Watch out.
From the class, right?
No, it's going to be fun.
Okay, great.
So, yeah, great. Thanks for calling, Elizabeth. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to wrap up. What we were hoping you would do is read that really famous poem.
Oh.
Do you mind?
Is it famous?
Yeah, it's really famous.
Oh,
in this building, it's really famous. Maybe Julia has a question about it that we can ask you, and then basically I'm going to go around and thank people, and we'll wrap up. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I begin?
Yeah.
Sonnet. You jerk, you didn't call me up. I haven't seen you in so long, you probably have a fucking tail. Tan. Tail would be good. And besides that, instead of making love tonight, you're drinking your parents to the airport. I'm through with you bourgeois boys. All you ever do is go back to ancestral comforts only money can get. Even Catullus was rich, but nowadays you guys settle for a couch by a soporific color cable TV set instead of any arc of love. No wonder the GIG team blows it every other time. Wake up! It's the middle of the night. You can either make love or die at the hands of the Cobra Commander. To make love, turn to page 121. To die, turn to page 172.
And that poem is called? Sonnet. Perfect response to Elizabeth. Okay, Julie, do you have a question for Bernadette about that poem?
So, Bernadette, I always wonder, it's called a sonnet, but it has 2 extra lines.
16 lines.
How do we get away with that?
Well, you know, in the Romantic era, sonnets could be the sonnet form has gone through, but I want to say before that I have a new feeling about it, is that it's a stupid form.
Even though you just published a new book of sonnets.
Yeah, well, that's an old book republished.
Okay.
With new sonnets added. The reason is that the sonnet form makes you feel like you can reach a conclusion, and you really can't. It's all false.
Do you think the sonnet is a stupid form, but it's also a form that kind of makes us stupid because it makes us believe that you can reach this conclusion?
Yeah, it's a philosophical problem.
Yeah.
It's not a poetry problem.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, I love that
I
idea.
do.